It felt like I was walking her into a firing squad, like we were walking the green mile to her execution.
Who's accountable?
Yeah, I guess that would have to fall on the production company and the network, I guess. They're all there, The head of the production company is there at the reunion. Network executives are there at the reunion. The people who had the power to intervene in any way were all there.
Y'all, reality TV is not just messy anymore. This is diabolical. We've got former producers being manipulated.
I produced both of the Scandal seasons of Vanderpump Rules. I did seasons 9 and 10. And so my first season was season 10 when that big scandal broke at the very end.
Cast members being sent to the firing squad.
And what did you feel like her going into that? What was she walking into?
So I'm sitting there with her for hours watching everyone trash her. And then it's like, well, all right, let's walk on over. You ready? It felt like I was walking her into a firing squad, like we were walking the green mile to her execution.
Who's accountable?
And even Scheana Shay getting her paycheck cut because she wasn't dramatic enough.
They would do this thing with Scheana where they, periodically every so years, they would demote her to a friend of and, pay her less per episode because she didn't have enough going on in her life, right?
Has anyone checked on Scheana? This industry is the wild, wild west. Saddle up, girlies, because we're riding along with it. Okay, so first up, Patrick McDonald, a former Vanderpump Rules producer, just dropped bombs on the Just Be podcast with Bethenny Frankel. He claims that Lisa Vanderpump personally called him under the guise of friendship to snoop around and extract information after he spoke out about how poorly the crew members were treated on set.
You know what I mean?
So have you heard from anyone from Bravo or anyone from, production or anything like that since you posted your video?
I have not heard anyone directly from Bravo. No.
Okay.
I did, however, get one call from someone that was trying to steer me in the opposite direction. And that was from Lisa Vanderpump. We weren't super close or anything, but, always had a great relationship. I haven't spoken to her since we wrapped season 11 of Vanderpump Rules. I got a call from Lisa. And I really hate to say this because I'm very disappointed by the call. Unfortunately, I think she was trying to exploit my good relationship with her and take advantage of our good working relationship to get information from me on behalf of someone at either the production company or the network. I know she's very close with people at the top of the production company and people at the top of the network. What's bad for Bravo's business is bad for Lisa Vanderpump's business. And look, I'm a reality TV producer. I know how to extract information from someone, and I know when someone's doing that to me.
Sorry, what? Not Lisa trying to produce the producer.
But yeah, I did 2 seasons of that show with Lisa. Would talk to her a lot of times before a scene where we were going to talk to one of the cast members. And I've seen her do this very thing to many of them. The first words out of her mouth after saying hello were, "So is it just these 2 videos then, or is there more to come?" I don't really stand a lot to gain for what I'm doing here, other than trying to initiate some change for these hardworking crews, on my way out. So I don't really see a negative side. And honestly, the only people that would have a problem with what I said in that video are the people who are perpetuating the toxic culture that I speak of. I felt like she was trying to produce me. So yeah, and she also then began hounding me for names of specific people who were mistreating the crew, So, darling, who are these showrunners that are treating the crew hard? I didn't take the bait. But it felt like it was such a blatant manipulation to me because then in the next breath, she was talking about,
Get this. He says she even wanted him to name names, saying, "You opened the door, now walk through it."
And then she kept literally pressing for names. And I was like, "Lisa, I'm not going to say any names." And she goes, "Come on now, you open the door, now walk through it."
Is this a mafia movie or something? Don't walk through the door. Don't do it. This is like a scary movie. Don't do it, Patrick. Okay. Then she hits him with "Would you want to come back to Vanderpump Rules?"
Would you want to come back to Vanderpump Rules? And I was like, no, I wouldn't want to come back to Vanderpump Rules at this point. It was like throwing things at the wall to see what might work. scaring you out of your future jobs. Oh, well, he doesn't care anymore. Okay, well, maybe would you want to come back to this, or do you want? It was just very much like trying to get a gauge of where my mind was, to see like what kind of strategy we could move forward with. You know,
go check out the full pod. He spills so much tea on all the shows he worked on. Like, he talks about getting into a fight with someone on Real Housewives. Like, this is so crazy. I'm just talking about the Vanderpump Rules stuff because I'm not quite in the housewife universe. I've only watched Salt Lake City. I don't know how many times I've had said that. But, like, he worked for this production company for 5 years. He worked on Vanderpump Rules for 2 years. He was working on the show when Scandival happened in season 10. This was him talking to Tom. So he's not like a liar. And while we're on the topic of VPR mistreatment, can we talk about Scheana Shay? She was reportedly paid less and even demoted when she wasn't bringing enough drama.
The problems with like pay discrepancies, things they did to, like, for example, with Scheana on Vanderpump Rules. I mean, they would do this thing with Scheana where they periodically every so years, they would like demote her to a friend of, and, pay her less per episode because she didn't have enough going on in her life, right? To justify being a main cast member, AKA there's not enough drama going on in your life. Like, you need to amp it up a little bit. Maybe next year you'll get, full time again.
This is so wild. Like, do we think Tom Schwartz was getting paid more than Scheana? 100% yeah, because Lisa loves the men.
Right, so if you're Luann and you get a DUI, you get paid more. But if you're Scheana and you have a boring storyline, you get paid less. So it's the upside down. That doesn't happen in normal workplace conditions.
Was it because she just wanted to be on TV and would take whatever paycheck they gave her? Like when she ditched Ariana for Tom. So let me get this straight. If you don't spiral on camera, you don't get paid. Bad behavior equals more money. That is why Jax Taylor is still on Bravo, because Bravo loves the toxic man. So who is responsible? It seems like Bravo's the wild, wild west, because Bravo accuses the production companies accuse Bravo. So whose responsibility is it really? So what do you guys think? Is Patrick just bitter and stirring the pot, or is he trying to blow the lid off of this whole Bravo cult production company craziness once and for all? And what about Scheana? Do they really penalize cast members for being emotionally stable? And I do kind of feel bad for her if they did cut her paycheck. I bet you anything Tom Schwartz was making more than her because Lisa Vanderpump has him shoved up her fucking ass. Is Lisa a mastermind or manipulative? Or does she just not care about humans and wants that money? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because the tea is still boiling over here. I got another video coming out. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Bye.
For the networks, so this whole hierarchy and structure is designed like the mafia. This is going to sound crazy. Or like what happens is the network pays talent as independent and crew as independent contractors. And the reason for that is so they're not actual technical employees, because employees or union members have certain guidelines and can go run up the flagpole and say, I just saw someone, break their sobriety or do drugs at work. I just saw someone abuse someone else or verbally abuse someone else or emotionally abuse someone else, which is literally the basis of these shows. So the payment structure is designed so nobody's holding the bag, where the top person is always protected.
Rehash and rewind, we'll spill the tea. Reality stars and what's on TV. Gossip and scandal, it's quite a thrill. Sit back, relax,